Hey guys, how you doing? It's good to finally meet you. I've heard so many stories about all you guys. But my name is James. I am Miss Lynn's son, and I've heard that she's been doing story time with you guys, which is one of my favorite times ever when I was a kid with her. It still is actually. But one of my all-time favorite books was actually Toot and Puddle, and I actually asked her if she could read you guys Toot and Puddle. So she said yes. So here it is. I found the book. And I'm gonna say a magical word, and she's gonna come running over, and we're gonna read. She's gonna read you the book. You ready? Here's the magical word. Mom. Wait, there she is. Look at that. Here's the book.
Oh, Toot and Puddle. This was one of your favorites when you were little.
It is.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, I have to go now, guys. Enjoy Toot and Puddle. It's an amazing, amazing journey. Bye. Nice to meet you, everybody.
All right. Well, I'm so glad that you want to read Toot and Puddle. James loved this book growing up. I do too. These pigs are best friends, but they're different from each other. One likes to do adventurous things. One likes to do things at home. And so this is a book about their friendship, even though they do different things, and how they remain friends and appreciate each other. So let me put on my spectacles, and we'll get started. All right, this is Toot and Puddle by Hobbie. Toot and Puddle, two little pig friends. All right, ready? Toot and Puddle. Here they are playing baseball. Toot and Puddle by Hobbie. I don't know which one is Toot and which one's Puddle in this picture. Okay, here we go. Toot and Puddle. Oh, there's one of them reading a book. Likes books too. Okay. Wonder if I look like that little pig while I read. Toot and Puddle live together in Woodcock Pocket. There's Woodcock Pocket. Very cozy, snowy looking place. At least that time of year. Must be winter, huh? Okay. It was such a perfect place to be that Puddle never wanted to go anywhere else. Toot, on the other hand, loved to take trips. He had been to Cape Cod, the Grand Canyon, and the Redwood Forests. Those are big, tall trees in California. Maybe you'll get to go someday. One day in January, Toot decided to set off on his biggest trip ever. He decided to see the world. Do you want to come along, he asked Puddle. We could start with someplace warm and wild. So here first is, which one was this one, Puddle? He thinks it's so perfect being at home that he never really wants to go anywhere else. And then over here is Toot. And Toot wants to travel the world. And there he is looking at all the continents on the globe, wishing he could go see what it's like there in those different lands. So one day he decides to go. He has a few things to take with him, doesn't he? See him underneath that pile? There are his feet, his hands, and those are his sunglasses. So he's going to carry all those things on his trip? Looks pretty heavy. Puddle, he didn't want to go. He preferred to stay at home. I love snow, he thought. So here is, first he's watching TV. Then he decides to throw the remote control off the chair and get outside, where he's putting on his snow gear, because it's January, remember? It looks like he's going to go ice skating. All right, and there he is, outside, loving home, loving the snow and the woods around his home. A postcard comes in the mail. Dear Puddle, I've made some new friends in Africa. Is winter getting boring? Toot. And here is Toot. It looks like he's swimming with a hippopotamus. And there's his postcard. This is the part he wrote, and this is the part with the stamp and the address, so that it would get to the right place in Woodcock Pocket for his friend to read. Meanwhile, presenting Puddle at Pocket Pond. I don't think he thinks winter is getting boring yet. He's out there ice skating in the snow, doing a little dance on his ice skates and singing a little song. He's having fun at home. Then another postcard comes. Dear Puddle, Egypt is awesome. Egypt is in part of Africa. The pyramids are the greatest. I wish you could meet me at the oasis. Your friend Toot. And here is the postcard and something he's doing in Egypt, where they have camels and palm trees, and he gets to ride on a camel. Looks like he's riding that camel kind of fast. But March meant maple syrup and woodcock pocket. Puddle wished Toot were there to taste the pancakes with their homemade syrup on there. Maple syrup comes from maple trees, and that's what he's doing. He's putting something called a tap, where they sort of tap a hole in the tree and let some of the sap pour into this bucket. And then they cook the sap into syrup, makes it sugary. Doesn't hurt the tree. Just a little bit comes, the tree gives up. It's a little bit of the sap. I don't think you'd want to take too much from the tree, though. Oh, and then another postcard comes. Dear Puddle, can you believe I'm in the Solomon Islands? Oh, that's way in the South Pacific. There in the Pacific Ocean, I spend all day underwater. I love being in a school of fish. Has spring come yet? Your pal, Toot. And there he is, swimming with a school of fish in the warm waters of the South Pacific. And there's his postcard right there. Yeah. Yes, spring had arrived at Woodcock Pocket. Puddle was having mud season. Yay! When winter melts, then a lot of mud shows up, and Puddle is having a grand time in the mud. Look. Ta-da! Do-do-do-do! Splashing, splashing, playing in the mud. And then he comes down here and takes a bath. And in the bath, he wrote in his mud, I love mud. Is that what it says? Yes, I love mud. And there he is trying to wash it off in the bathtub because he got so muddy up here. He's having a great time at home. And I think Toot's having a great time on his journey. Oh, and then another postcard comes. Hi, Puds. That must be his nickname for Puddle. I'm in India. Or is this a dream? It's your birthday, May 3rd. I hope your party is the best. Friends forever, Toot. India's in Asia, and there he is with elephants riding up there, and there's all kinds of activities. There's the postcard that came right there. Looks fun, doesn't it? All right. Well, let's see. How about the birthday? Back at Woodcock Pocket, a birthday party. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny. That's the song they sing at the birthday party for, looks like Puddle invited some of his other friends to help celebrate his birthday, blow out birthday candles. Fun with friends, part of being at home. Another postcard arrives and it says, Dear Puddle, help! Mountain climbing is scarier than jumping out of a plane. Remember I talked to you about going parachuting? Your friend in the Alps, Toot. The Alps are in Europe, and they are the tall, tall mountains. And here he is trying to climb some of those tall mountains, and there are mountain goats up there. Bah. And mountain goats live on those tiny little ledges up in the steep mountains. And there is poor Toot trying to climb. He's being very adventurous, very brave. And down here, here's the postcard that I read to you. This is telling him what he's doing, and this was the address. Puddle all remembered when they jumped out of an airplane and used parachutes. Woohoo! That was an adventure they had near their house. But it wasn't this time because Toot is on a different trip. But this is a memory. Probably a picture of them doing it. And look at how green it is. It must have been spring or summer when they did that. Dear Puddle, this is another postcard. You would love Matador Camp. The bull's name is Dandio. Bravo. From Spain, Toot. Spain is in Europe. And remember when we read Ferdinand and how there was bullfighting going on? Well, he is trying to learn how to be a bullfighter. Look at the bull looking over that fence. Big horns. Hooray! In July, presenting Puddle at Pocket Pond. Every time he jumped in, he cheered, Ole! He's going swimming at the pond near his house. He's having a grand time. Why did he say Ole, do you think? He's not bullfighting. Maybe he's saying that for his friend, remembering his friend who is bullfighting. Dear Puddle, August is so cold in Antarctica. Remember, Antarctica is at the bottom of the southern hemisphere. And so when it's July and hot in the northern hemisphere and you can go swimming in the pond, it's cold down in Antarctica. I think it's kind of always cold in Antarctica because it's at the very bottom. Dear Puddle, August is cold in Antarctica, but I've made more friends here than anywhere yet. Are you going to the beach this year? I miss you. Do you miss me? Friends forever, Toot. And look at the friends that Toot has made in Antarctica. Penguins live at the bottom down there in the southern hemisphere. And there's the postcard telling about it. And there's the picture of him doing that. Look, what are they doing? Do you think penguins really roast marshmallows down there? Yes, Puddle missed his friend. Here he is. He is going to the beach. Summertime, July. It's hot where Puddle is. And yes, he misses his friend. Probably wishes his friend were at the beach with him. Dear Pudsey, bonjour from Paris. Paris, France. Paris is a city in France, and France is in Europe. Art is everywhere, and love is in the air. Au revoir. That means goodbye in French. Toot. And there he is, seeing some of the very famous artwork in the world, like, looks like this is a picture of the Mona Lisa. He's looking carefully at all the art in the art museums because France and Paris has a lot of art to look at. So he's studying art. And Puddle says, I love art too. And so he does what I like to do and you like to do. Get out his paints and make some art himself. He is painting sunflowers or something. Oh, looks like that might be a picture of him, or maybe it's a picture of Toot. I don't know. Maybe he's making that for his friend. Dearest Pudzio. He has all these nicknames for his friend. Italy is heaven. It's one big treat. Your friend Tuzio. He's kind of playing with their names, making nicknames. And in Italy, I think, yes, you can find some really good treats. Some pastries, some cakes and cookies. He looks like he is. I wonder which ones he'll decide. How would you decide? What would you eat at that bakery? Pie, cookies, cake, bread? And there's the postcard telling about it. Puddle decided, because it was Halloween in Woodcock Pocket, he was going to be horrifying for Halloween. And there he is putting on a costume. He made it out of a paper sack and crayons, has his scissors. He makes things. There he is looking in the mirror. What do you think of his costume? Does he look horrifying? One morning in November, Toot woke up and thought, hey, it's time to go home. And here he is, thinking about going home. He's looking out of his window in Europe, and he's looking out at the buildings out there, but he's thinking about home. Time to go home. Yay, Toot's coming. And there he is, getting mail, and he decides, oh, we better get ready. Clean, 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 sweep, sweep, sweep. Cook, 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 cook. Get all ready, because his friend is coming home. That's what the mail said. December, called for celebration. Here's all to your adventures around the world, said Puddle. Well, here's to all your adventures right here at home, said Toot. And here's to being together again, Toot and Puddle, they said at the same time. Oh, that looks cozy. It's winter again. And look at them inside the windows, cozy, having something warm to eat. Friends again, under the same roof in the same house. Oh. Toot was happy to be back in his own bed, and Puddle was happy too. I wonder if it's going to snow all night, Puddle said. I hope so, said Toot. Then we can go sliding, said Puddle. And skiing, said Toot. Good night, Toot. Good night, Puddle. And here they are, sharing a bedroom. Think it'll snow all through the night. Look at how cozy they are. And there's some, look at these slippers. Maybe he brought those back from one of his places. There's some souvenirs. Souvenirs is a fancy word for things that you bring back from a vacation to remind you of that vacation. Okay, maybe that too is a souvenir. Well, that is Toot and Puddle, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as James and his sister Kendra enjoyed this book. We keep this book because it reminds us how much we liked cuddling up in a chair and reading this, and also we like to read it still today. Over and over again we've read this book. Now I was wondering if maybe you would like to make postcards. So I'll show you what I did. I made my own postcard, and I decided I would write to my mom. So I just took a piece of, this is kind of a card. It's not regular paper. It's a little stronger than that. Maybe you have something around the house. Note cards, 3x5 note cards might work. Or just a piece of paper that you fold up and put in an envelope. It does not have to be a postcard. And what you can do is draw a picture on it. I drew Fernando on this. Does that look like Fernando out and enjoying the spring garden? I hope so. And there's the sunshine. I've been putting him outside lately so he can nibble the grass. He has a special pen out there. And then on the back, I wrote just the way Toot and Puddle did. This says, "Hi, Mom," because I'm writing to my mom. It says, "Hi, Mom, I love you. Today I made cookies." I did. Chocolate oatmeal cookies. They were so good. I miss you. Love, Lynn. Because to her, I'm not Miss Lynn. I am Lynn, her baby girl. Yes. Anyway, here's the address to her right here. I wrote it. Your mom or dad will have the address for your grandma or your cousin or whoever you would like to write to. But this postcard needs one more thing. And I have it right here in my pocket. What is it I have right here? Every postcard needs a stamp. Every letter needs a stamp too. And it needs to go in a special place. It needs to go in this upper corner right here by the address. Not over here where I wrote, but right here. So I'm going to peel off this stamp and I'm going to put it on my postcard right up here in the corner, and then take it to the post office and mail it. I'm just going to open the postcard, the mailbox at the post office and drop it right in. Now, if you're not going out a lot lately, you can give this to your mom and dad. And next time they get their mail, they can put this in the post office box for you so that it'll go out in the mail to your cousin or your grandma or your grandpa or your aunt or your uncle or whoever you'd like to write to. All right? All I did was draw the picture with my crayons. All right, so I hope you have a good time making your own postcards and sending them off the way Toot and Puddle. Well, actually, it was Toot sending postcards to Puddle. I hope you have fun drawing a picture and sending it to somebody you know. All right, friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye. See you later. But before you go, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug from me. All right? Feel that squeeze. You're squeezing yourself from me in a hug. And I think this must be a hug from you.